Hey everybody, Tabitha here from Tabitha Explores, taking you on our next RV adventure together. In today's video, I will first very much apologize if you hear sniffles or mouth breathing. I was very sick for my second week staying in Langley. I actually ended up not getting as much done as I had wanted to while there because I was very sick. I actually ended up being sick for more than 3 weeks, 2 rounds of antibiotics. I had a sinus infection, an ear infection. I'm pretty sure I was on my way to strep throat when I started my first round of antibiotics, actually, and also when I started my second round of antibiotics. I felt like I was headed towards strep throat, so I seemed to head that off, but I was very sick during that last week that I was there, but I take you over the Port Mann Bridge for a drive. I took you into Fort Langley for a short little jaunt. I really didn't get up to a whole lot. Like I said, I was so sick. I was basically flat for a week. I did actually do a little bit of a reno just before I got sick. I renovated my RV to make kind of an office space. And let me tell you, I still, weeks later, a couple months later, I guess now, more than a month later anyways, still really loving my new office space, so I'm so happy that I got that done. And then I take you up to the Okanagan. So we're leaving the coast already. We spent a month there, sick for a quarter of it, visiting family for a little bit of it, and then just off again and on our way. So I had to head back to Kelowna for Pebbles to get some more work done. They had to, okay, let's go through it here. I had a problem with my fireplace. So the front, the glass front on the fireplace, I think at some point I went over a bump that was just right and it knocked it out of its holder. So it was, it's kind of just like sitting in these little, I don't know what you call them. Anyways, it's just sitting in these little things, bumped it. One side came off, so it was actually swinging as I was driving and left the sheet metal on the back side of the fireplace front actually tore and bent quite a bit, so I needed them to look at that. Also has this, and it's had this since I got it, this kind of ticking sound when the fan is not running. Just makes this kind of awful little noise that I don't like. But I love to have the fireplace on and like to have the ambiance, even if it's not cold enough to have the fire on. So I wanted them to look at that. I had an issue with the heating. I felt like there wasn't enough heating getting to the bedroom. Last winter when I was in Utah in particular, I had to use the furnace and I really felt no heat coming up through the bedroom vent, so I wanted them to take a look at that. They also were going to do an inspection of the whole RV, take a look at the roof, the seals, the brakes, everything like that. What else did they do? They had to fix a plug. When they replaced the inverter, they somehow switched some wiring around, or either that or it was already switched around and they had to fix it from the manufacturer. Once they replaced the inverter, there was one plug that only worked with the inverter running. Before that, it always worked, whether I was plugged into shore power or not. But this time, once they replaced that, it stopped working when I was plugged into shore power, so I had to use an extension cord to get my TV working, which was the plug that that stopped working when I was plugged into shore power. So wanted them to look at that. I feel like there might have been one other thing. Oh yeah, my rear stairs for the RV. I think I explained it in another video, not very well, but basically it kind of rattled some and more on one side than the other. It's a little bit difficult to get all closed up and tucked in underneath the RV. So I wanted them to have a look at that as well. So that was the plan for going into Kelowna and getting those looked at, to kind of give you an advance on it, because maybe I won't remember to tell you this in the next video intro. The fireplace, I just had a call now that they have actually agreed to replace the entire fireplace, so that's great. So I will have a new fireplace. I won't be getting that done until later in the summer, end of September, just before I head out for the winter. So I've got an appointment for that in September. In the meantime, the fireplace still works. I'm just a little bit nervous when I do travel with it that it's going to pop out again. And of course that noise that I get, and I don't even know if that's going to honestly fix it. I don't know, maybe it's just a noise that the fireplace makes. But either way, I'm getting a new fireplace, almost 2 years into owning my RV, so that's great. Start brand new. The steps, they basically said that there was nothing they could really do about it. There was no agreement to replace them or anything, so it's just something I have to really keep up on, oiling them so that I can put them in and out easily enough. And then this kind of rattle they've got, I just have to live with it. The fireplace done. The plug, that got all fixed, so that's all good to go. The last one was the heating, and unfortunately there's nothing they can do about it. It's just because the heating duct is the furthest from the furnace, and so hot air just doesn't quite get that far in my RV. So they did actually charge me for a couple of things just for looking at them, because they weren't covered by warranty. I did have to pay a couple $100 just to have them do those things. And then they did the inspection of the outside, the brakes, tires, all the seals, the roof. They said everything looks really good. The only thing they're suggesting is to repack my bearings in my wheels, and so I'm looking at doing that probably come this fall, and we'll get that done. So I think that's kind of, wow, that's the biggest update we've had on Pebbles in a long time, isn't it? So, but that's the update. That's what I came to Kelowna for. There's literally just one thing left now with the new fireplace, and that's going to be a nice, easy drive in, couple hours, sit in their waiting room and get the fireplace replaced while I wait. So that'll be great. I am super excited for my next kind of area. I'm heading into new places, new sights to see, and it's been a couple months now where I've been in the same place over and over again. Sorry, mosquito attacking me. There's a lot of mosquitoes where I am. But yeah, I hope you like this video. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Alright, I am driving into,
use the right 2 lanes to take exit 44.
Towards Vancouver. I'm not going into Vancouver. I'm doing Coquitlam and Port Moody today. But we are going to go over
for 5 kilometers.
The Port Mann Bridge. So I figured I'd take you along for the ride. It's always been one of my favorite crossings for views, because you get just a full-on view of the North Shore Mountains, and it's a beautiful bridge to cross as well. So let's go take a look. All right, headed through Fort Langley to head back to the RV. I have my hair cut, maybe a little bit shorter than I would have gone, but it's all right, it grows fast. And I like what she did with it. I always like what she does with my hair. So, but here's a little bit of Fort Langley for you. It's an adorable little town. If I had a little more energy without this cold, I might have gone and explored it a little bit more for you. But there will be other times to do that. It's not like I'm leaving the lower mainland and not coming back. Hey everybody, well, I've made a mess of things. I have decided that I do not, well, the whole table is a mess, so just ignore all of that, but I have decided that I want to remove the bench seats, make more of an office space for my workspace. So I have taken all the screws that I can out of the walls and the floor, and I'm about to move this bench seat out of here. For now, I'm going to put the table kind of more into the corner here. I'm going to take out the other bench seat, and then I've got an office chair and a little bench that I'm going to put in for a little extra storage. And I've got a little extra ottoman as well that'll be like movable to make it feel a little bit better. For the past few months, I've been sitting on this bench seat and it's been not comfortable. So I want to be comfortable when I work. So that's the plan. I'm going to remove the bench and see how the table fits in the corner. Well, there she is. The whole bench seat pulled out. There are a couple of holes in the wall. There's a couple of holes in the floor where I can actually see all the way down to the outside. So clearly they put the screws in a little too far, but and there's a little like strip of finish there where they didn't do it here, so I don't know what I'll do with that yet, but shouldn't be too hard to find something that'll fit in there. And I'm going to move the table over and see how she fits. All right, moving day to day. Now, I have been super sick over the last week, but I am feeling much better today. And why is my map not working? Why is it closed?
Husky may be closed today.
Why? All right.
Turn left onto 52nd Avenue. Continue on 52nd Avenue for 1 kilometer.
So my voice sounds a little different. Still recovering. Feeling 10 times better than I did most of the week. So we are on our way. I got packed up this morning, headed out, and we are headed back to the Okanagan. Pebbles needs more work, more things looked at, so we're headed up there. We're going to stay in Lake Country, just a few minutes from the service center at the dealership. And got 3 nights there, so I can work tomorrow
In
and
500
Wednesday.
meters, turn right onto 264th Street, Aldergrove Bellingham Highway.
And then take the RV in, 1 night in a hotel, pick her up, take her right back to the same place. And I'll spend another week there. So, and then
Turn
we'll
right
be
onto
moving on.
264th Street, Aldergrove Bellingham Highway. Then take the British Columbia 1 East ramp.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Ooh. Policeman. Let's get on the highway. This is a really crappy merge onto the highway. But lucky for
Continue
me,
for 216 kilometers.
there was space. Now, a little concerned. The gas station I want to go to, Google says it might be closed today. I know of another one that's a nice easy pull through in the Merritt area, but it is like a 10-minute out of my way drive. But at least I've got that. Now my plan was to head out for about 10 a.m. It is 10 to 10 now. So I'll get into Merritt around noon, and then I'll be headed over towards Kelowna from there after I get some gas. Alright, we are climbing the Coquihalla Highway, doing the big climb, and I saw a truck earlier behind me, like this one. So there must be multiple trucks coming through because he never got ahead of me, and I don't know how he would have. But here we go. Giant tires being taken down the highway. Check that out. How many tires? 2, 4, 6, 7 tires. Yep. Giant tires being hauled up the highway. That guy's gonna take a while. Alright, continuing up the Coquihalla, and I am seeing more tires in our future. So it's a day for tires headed up the Coquihalla. Alright, in the steepest part of the Coquihalla here, the Bear Shed, I think it's what it's called. This is where the most likely place for avalanches would be in the winter. Oh, so this guy's now moved over, so I can move over to this lane. So if anybody's coming past me, they can. Much rather be in the center lane, not the left lane. I am definitely slower than most vehicles, not slower than semi-trucks, of course. There we go. Through the Bear Shed. Doing the big climb. I always love the face of this mountain. It's so beautiful. Still a fair bit of snow up here, but we are at 15 degrees Celsius, so it'll be melting fast now. Okay, we are getting into Wood Lake. We got a kilometer and a half left to the park. Less than a kilometer till our turnoff. It's gonna be a bit of a tight turn, and but it shouldn't be bad. Yeah, and then we'll go right past the park, and then into the park.
In 600 meters, sharp right onto Woodsdale Road.
And yeah, I've been to this park before. I struggled here with parking the RV. I am looking forward to seeing how I do this time around. I'm parked almost in the same spot. One
sharp
spot
right onto
off.
Woodsdale Road.
And from where I've been before. And yeah, I'm not super excited to be back in this spot.
In 600 meters, turn left onto Seymour Road.
Because I have been here before, and I don't really have like anything I want to do here in particular. Just that I have to do with getting the RV into the dealership again and taking care of some things and all that sort of thing. So there it is down on the left. I don't know if you can see it. It's not going to be super busy yet. They get really busy in the May long weekend, and we're still in the beginning of May. It's May 5th. So yeah, I'll be happy to be here for the time that I'm here. And yeah. Let's get in there. Get parked and get set up. I am very tired. This cold has not been good to me. It has kept me very, very laid up, tired, down. So I am anxious to be parked and set up and have a nap. That would be ideal. Let's see my spot. Oh, should be my spot. And I think I want to go around this way to the office. Or should I just go in? No, I'll go around to the office. And then I don't have to walk down there. I'll have to come back and around though. It's a beautiful little park. There's lots of ducks here. I remember last spring there being lots of ducklings. Check out this gorgeous double rainbow we got going on here. Got a little bit stormy pretty quickly here, but Mother Nature never fails. Even though it's stormy, there's some beauty in it.